Hello, this is the Irish Guy Extra, and yes, the World Cup draw has been made, and lads, I can't tell you how nervous I was for today. It might just feel like any banal Thursday morning, a freezing cold Thursday morning, by the way. No, to me, this was like Christmas Day. Except not really, because at least with Christmas Day, you tend to know it's going to be a good, nice, fun day. Now, this would be like a Christmas Day if you're not totally sure if Santa Claus is going to come down your chimney with an axe. Honestly, lads, the World Cup draw, I was terrified. To be honest, I didn't quite understand how this World Cup draw was going to be. It's so complicated. Why are there now a semi-final and a final for World Cup playoffs? Why not just play one team over two legs? It makes a lot more coherent sense. But look, there were 4 pots, and Ireland, after our absolute heroics the other night, honestly, Troy, I'm still living with that Troy Parrott moment. You know I am. I'm absolutely delighted. Honestly, lads, I am the happiest Susan in the world. Can the Susan just be a main channel thing? Is it really coming over on this one too? All right, but anyway, look, lads. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look. The draw's just been made this morning, so I'm going to look at it fresh. I've got the semis and I've got the potential semis. No, I've got the path A, B, C, and D. I've got the semi-finals there in front of me, and then the teams that could potentially meet in the final of those playoffs, and then we'll see the 4 European teams that are still to qualify. And by the way, Scotland must be so relieved they don't have to contend with this absolute mess. Because honestly, lads, looking at this, I'm scared. I really am. But let's see who if our path is okay or not. By the way, we got Czech Republic away. That's our semi-final. Czech Republic away. I'm pleased with that one. Okay, I'm gonna get into the predictions later on in the video, but my immediate reaction is yes. Which is mad to say, because I remember growing up, when I was a kid, the Czech Republic were arguably the best team in the world. I'm not even exaggerating. Euro 2004, which was my first ever eyes on a Euros tournament, they were hands down the best team at that competition. And the fact they were beaten by Greece in the semi-final, it's wild. It's like, I don't know, someone like Hercules getting downed by a bumblebee. It was mad. They had Pavel Nedved, an absolute superstar, sure, but it was a coherent team, quality. And honestly, lads, they should have won the Euros that summer. Not Portugal, not Greece. Should have been the Czechs. So if you told me back then that 20 years later I'd be delighted to get the Czech Republic in a World Cup draw, I'd be like, what? I would think I was crazy. But no, I am happy, okay? Because this Czech Republic team are nowhere close to what they used to be. Lads, I just looked at the recent results. Last month, the great Czech Republic lost to the Faroe Islands. We've just drawn a country which were just beaten by the Faroe Islands. What? What is this? Even more than that, the next game, they got a 1-0 home win over San Marino. 1-0 over San Marino. Are you mad? I'm sorry if there's a couple of Czech people out there. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. My mouth is filling up with saliva at the thought of, oh, please tell me we do not go out. I don't want to do too much smack talk, okay? Because I'm fully aware that Ireland, we could fall flat on our face, but please, lads, to get to our first World Cup since 2002, this is a handy draw. But look, let's get into it. Right. Path A. So the first semi-final is Italy with a home game against Northern Ireland. Oh, lads. Oh, unlucky. I feel bad for the Northern Irish. Honestly, lads, imagine this. You're getting yourself the World Cup draw and you get Italy away. Hands down, the toughest one in the list. Honestly, Italy are the only big dogs in this whole World Cup playoff draw. Like, they're the only former world champion, right? Yeah, of course they are. It's Italy. One of the bastions of world sports. So to get them away from home, I'm sorry. Connor Bradley and the boys, wave goodbye to them now. There is 0 chance they beat Italy, okay? And if they do go through at Italy's expense, forget about getting the sack. No, Gaetano Gattuso is probably going to be marched into the Italian FA's office, and he ain't walking out of there alive. No, his head's getting fed to a pig. Seriously, I mean, like, you can't go out at home to Northern Ireland. And if this happens, if Northern Ireland do get through the Italy match, I'll tattoo the name Susan on my body. So, if they get to Italy, when they get to Northern Ireland, they will play the winner between Wales and Bosnia. Wales with a home game against Bosnia. This should be a Wales win. If I'm a Bosnian fan, then I'm scared. I think this is a tough draw. I know you would have naturally assumed that Wales, in an era without Gareth Bale, life after him, you'd assume they're just going to be an absolutely blunt fish sandwich of a team. They're not. No, Craig Bellamy, he's really got this team clicking, and they've just won a game 7-1 against another team who were in the World Cup playoff draw, North Macedonia. They're not even a bunch of sausages. They're a good, decent international side, and Wales scored 7. Honestly, Bellamy, maybe it's the know-how of working under Vincent Kompany, another man who I think is a brilliant manager and will soon become the best in the world. I think maybe it's learning under him, which seems to have given Bellamy some sort of superpowers, because honestly, this is the best Wales team I've ever seen. And I've seen a Wales team get to Euro 2016 semi-finals. I think this is better than anything they had under Giggs or Bale. I think it's a really coherent team. They look dangerous going forwards. Yeah, bad news for Bosnia. I would like to see Bosnia do. I would love to see Bosnia at the World Cup. It's been years since they were. But no, I think Wales will win this one fairly handily. Probably 3-0 at home. So then, a final between Italy and Wales. Although, lads, oh wow, a playoff final between Gattuso and Bellamy, two absolutely snarling pit bulls as players. Except one of them is mellowed as a manager. Craig Bellamy is now nothing like the absolutely raggy little crazy person he used to be as a player. He's not. He's actually a mellow, calm, smooth, sound man. Gattuso, though, I still think he's absolutely nuts. So, no. Maybe the absolute tension of that playoff final will unleash the beast in Bellamy when he's going head-to-head with an absolutely snarling, crazy little Lord of the Rings goblin in Gattuso. Honestly, that's already a mouth-watering final. But yeah. Okay, so that's path A. I do think Italy will win. Got Tonali midfield. Purely for Tonali alone. And the fact that Italy cannot. I know Wales want to get to a World Cup. But I think Italy's desperation will sort of override Wales's. I know it might be crazy to say, considering Wales haven't, been to many tournaments recently. But no, Italy can't miss out on 3 in a row. They can't. They literally can't. It'll be a year of national mourning. They can't. Okay, path B. Ukraine versus Sweden. Ukraine versus Graham Potter and Isak. I'm not sure if we even could have got them because of the pots, but thankfully we didn't get Sweden, because I think if we had our World Cup hopes dashed by the dream team nightmare gang of Potter and Isak, that's like just drown yourself in a bowl of Rice Krispies now. Like, I don't think I could have gone through that. And look, Sweden are absolutely terrible right now. They sacked John Dahl Tomasson for a reason. They bring in Potter, and if we know one thing about Graham Potter, he doesn't know what a new manager bounce is, even if it slapped him in the face. Didn't have won at Chelsea, didn't have won at West Ham, not having won with Sweden. Sorry, but Ukraine, they're not even a great team themselves, but they'll beat this Sweden fraud show. I'm sorry. Isak and Gyökeres, that should be a breathtaking double act up front. So it feels weird that I'm tipping them to go out, considering that's a good enough strike force to, on paper, that should be one of the best ones at the World Cup. But anyway, look, purely because they've got an absolute wet weasel sandwich of a coach in charge, I'm going to go for Ukraine on this one. And then they'll meet the winners of Poland versus Albania. Look, Albania are a decent little team, but I don't give them much hope for traveling to Poland, especially with Poland with home advantage and Lewandowski up front. Nah, this should be light work for Poland, really. 3-1 Poland or something. And for Ukraine, Sweden, I'll go 4-1 Ukraine. Why not? And then, final between Ukraine and Poland. All right, path C. Turkey versus Romania. Turkey all day. Turkey look good. I've looked at their recent results. They're scoring a lot of goals. And Romania just looked like one of these average, middling European teams. I think Turkey are going to get a big, handsome win at home. 4-0. And then they're going to play the winners of Slovakia and Kosovo. I'm going to say Kosovo are going to go to Slovakia and do it. I think they'll get the win. Kosovo look like a decent little team. They just beat Sweden home and away, which is quite funny for me, considering they slapped up Potter and Isak. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a 3-0 Kosovo win in Slovakia. And then the final between Turkey and Kosovo. Do you know what? I think Kosovo will go and do a defensive job. who do keep a lot of clean sheets, surprisingly. And I think they'll take Turkey to extra time, and then Turkey will win 1-0. Denmark versus North Macedonia. Let's just say I'm relieved we didn't get Denmark away. Oh, lads. North Macedonia, you drew the short straw. Denmark are playing a team who just conceded 7 in Wales. What do you think is going to happen? Denmark are winning this 4-0. And they're playing the winners of Czech Republic and Ireland. We have to. We cannot lose to a team who just lost to the Faroe Islands. What even is the Faroe Islands? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's got something to do with Egypt. It's got nothing to do with Egypt. I don't even understand it. It's just like, is it an offshore oil rig? What is the Faroe Islands? I've never been. Are they even islands, or are they more of a monster peninsula? I don't know. You could probably find more people in McDonald's in New York than you could people in the Faroe Islands. It's probably an island full of sheep. The fact that they beat Czech Republic gives me absolutely loads of confidence, and especially when you see that the Czechs only beat San Marino 1-0 at home. Then against Bosnia. Are San Marino good now? What's with them only losing 1-0 away from home? Even the other night, they actually scored to go 1-0 up in Romania. San Marino. They lost 7-1, so yeah, okay, let's not get too nuts. But anyway, I think this will go to extra time, and I think this will be one of the most tense matches I will ever watch in my life. But Troy Powert, extra time, 116th minute, 1-0 win, and I will go absolutely bananas. And then the final, Denmark versus Ireland. No! The last time we were in a World Cup playoff was against Denmark, and guess what? It was one of the most traumatic football nights of my life. 1-0 up, we lose 5-1 in Dublin. So for this final, we're going to have to travel to Denmark to win. Every fiber of my body is telling me that Denmark will easily beat us at home. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on a second. Are we the home team? Are we the home team? Hang on, I need to get to the bottom of this. Are we the home team for this? Would Denmark come to Dublin? Yes! Yes! Ireland would have home advantage against either Denmark or North Macedonia. This is an epic chance to get to a... Okay, I know. Okay, actually, it kind of falls flat on my face with that because the game we lost 5-1 to Denmark was also in Dublin. So make no mistake, I would be scared. So scared. But Christian Eriksen scored a hat-trick that night. He is so far past his best is untrue. He's coughing and spluttering like a wheezing squirrel at Wolfsburg. So this is a chance. Denmark are nowhere near the team they were in 2017. So wow, if we... A playoff final, Ireland versus Denmark in Dublin. Get me a ticket. I'm going to be a tense, nervous bunny rabbit in March. A year on from when I was a tense bunny rabbit at Wembley for the Newcastle Cup final. Wow! Am I just destined to... be on the verge of panic attacks every March of my life? Yeah, please. Please beat Denmark at home. You know what? I'm going to back us. I'm going to back us. Penalties. A penalty shootout. I think my heart would actually burst like a balloon. But yeah, a penalty shootout against Denmark. Please just get us to a World Cup. 0-0 in Dublin. Liam Scales writing himself into history books with the 5th winning penalty after Patrick Dorgu has his save by Kelleher. Come on, Ireland! Anybody ask me, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. How do you think it'll go? Let me know in the comments below. Enjoy the video, notification, please. I'll waffle you in a while.